When people call me and they're like, what's the best valve you have to offer? Well, there's different valves on the market. There's stuff that comes from overseas. There's Clack and there's Fleck and there's Autotrol, which are the three main valves in the American industry. We've tried them all. We've tried different products. We've been dealers for different companies, and we've always come back to the Fleck. The Fleck seems to be, I call it the blue collar valve. It gets up every day, goes to work, doesn't complain, and gets the job done. Now people call and they'll ask, I saw another Fleck online and it was the 5900. And I'm like, there's no such thing as a Fleck 5900. There's a Fleck 5600, Fleck 2510, and a couple other models. Then it said, well, I got a call to company and they gave me the name. And I said, well, that's Flex, F-L-E-X-X 5900. That's just made up to sound like Flex, because a lot of people try to knock the Flex valve off. There's valves that come in from overseas that look similar to it, but it's not an actual Fleck. Fleck is the most popular and most well-known and most reliable valve in the industry. People call and ask me, I just had my water tested, it's 10 grains hard. What size water softener do I need? What size Flex system do I need? A 32,000, 48,000, or 64,000 grain? Well, it depends on the hardness in your water, how many people live in the house, how many bathrooms can be used at one time. Typically, we always recommend bigger is better in the water treatment industry. So if somebody says, you can get away with a 32,000 grain, I would recommend a 48,000 grain. People ask, what's the difference between the 5600 SXT and the 5800? The 5800 is a newer valve, has some more features on it than the 5600, but it doesn't actually sell that well. The 5600 is the primary valve in the Fleck line of valves, and it is the best performing valve in the history of the Fleck company. The 5600 valve is probably one of the best, if not the best valve ever made in the water treatment industry. I call it the blue collar valve. It gets up in the morning, doesn't complain, goes to work, gets the job done, and does it day after day after day, year after year after year. Down the road, maybe 10 or 15 years, once it gets some wear and tear on it, you might have to replace some parts. You might have to replace the electrical board, which is all plug and play. Actually, it's a very simple valve to work on. People ask, what's the main problem or the biggest problem that you ever have as far as maintenance on the Fleck valve? And the one problem we have is a lot of people don't put a pre-filter for sediment, like a 5-micron cartridge, before any of the water treatment systems they have. And dirt and grit get into the valve, it doesn't matter what brand it is, and it starts to wear away at the working mechanisms inside, the pistons, the seals, all that good stuff. So basically it shortens the life of the valve, and you will have to work on it or replace parts, which is easy to do. Most valves now are designed for easy maintenance for a service person or a homeowner. People ask us, can the 5600 SXT softener handle iron in the well water? It can handle low levels for a period of time, but you got to remember, iron does shorten the life of the softener resin, and we do recommend a dedicated iron filter like our 2510 AIO unit with Catalog's Light. After 32 years in the industry, people ask me, well, what do you put in your house? And I have a Fleck 48,000 5600 SXT digital water softener, and it works like a champ. We use a ton of water, and we only use about maybe 1 bag of salt every 30 to 45 days.